So an interesting project trying to clean up. Now, here's the project. To put that wire, we'll basically go underneath all of these pavers. I'll dig all these up because currently right now this goes over the trellis and it looks pretty ugly. There is also a hose here that does the same, and then it connects into my sprinkler box, which I'm going to be setting up, so it has to run here all the way up and over, and it looks crappy. It really does. It doesn't look good. So also going to run another water line from there all the way across behind these trees. It's a lot of work. Underneath here, you see there's one currently. This goes for the sprinkler system. Nothing I could really do, you know. I'm not digging all this stuff up to really hide it, but you know, the only person that really notices this stuff is me. But now I'm going to come across. The existing line is across also, this particular one, but I'm going to make another one go across. There's the hole. I've actually run a wire years ago, actually 2 wires, and I cleaned out the back of it, and I used a pressure washer, shoved the thing down, and then it comes up to here. So now what I want to do is get this unit basically all the way to the bottom, come this way, and as well as the electric. You also have this piece that will connect. Everything will connect. Run down to my power boxes here. Have tons of lighting, cameras, all types of stuff in here. And then ultimately we'll go into this box. And then the sprinkler system will work. I have a whole setup for this also. Got to clean that out, hook them back up, put the batteries in it. There it is. Here's the setup right here. Put it all back together. There's 2 more, quite a bit. And get that thing going. But yeah, that's today's little project. To snake this down, that's hard. I do have an existing line, and look at all that line there. When it comes to the extension cord, that won't be a problem. This will. I might be able to zip tie that piece there, because of course that circle is nothing to grab onto, but with that piece on there, I could maybe pull it and pull it to the bottom, or yeah, that would be the only way, I think. I gotta see. Well, there it is. Got it through. I did 3 zip ties. I went from the bottom to the top. Yeah, it just, you know what, just makes more sense. And I put the elbow on there for the, and look, you know, just did what I had to do. Honestly, if it's not for that existing wire, you know, snake there, it would have been very, very difficult. Now what I'll do is I'll probably put another elbow at the bottom here, kind of tug it in a little bit more, and basically attach, you know, kind of going like this in a sense. It'll be inside of it and go that way. Now I got to move this. I have one there. There's another for the sprinkler systems there. I'm gonna have to move this one, this block, dig this out, go underneath, and start running the line too. But ultimately, I'm still waiting on a 75-foot cord to undo that. I just, you know what, I forgot. I was only thinking about the water, but then again, I forgot about doing the electric, so I'll have to do that. Electric should be a lot easier than this. This was kind of difficult because of just, you know, the material that was in. The electrical cord should be easy. I'll use this existing green one, and these new electrical cords too. The one I bought come with like a, what is it? Comes with like a little hook on it anyway, so I could just zip tie right to it. Let's see if this one has it. Yeah, there it is. They all have these now, so it'll be a real easy snake up. And that will be that. Here's where I'm at. Digging this up so I could put the elbow there. Already dug this in. This I went much deeper. I've already covered it, but I figured, you know what, I was moving quickly. I said, you know what, let me show it. This piece down there, it does have an elbow going up, just like that one. And there's more, as you can see. A lot of, got a lot of extra. You know what? It's better to have more, of course, than less. That's for sure. This will connect to this guy, but I'll trim this down to about there. Remember, all the blocks will cover this. I got to clean all this out, all these leaves. And then I got to put another elbow here, do a straight up, probably zip tie them together. Remove this, get rid of this weed. There's always so much to do. And kind of follow the same as that one, same thing. And then cover this back up with dirt. Might have to get a little soil. Got to fix up this area anyways. This tree is just not allowing the sun for this grass. This is usually my nicest piece of grass too. But yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, trying to finish up this project because the weather is nice. So what am I going to do? Actually going to throw this guy in there. I'm actually going to do an elbow though, just so it's perfect. Just digging out the trench a little bit. And ultimately, it's going to go over to here. I'm going to snake that. I might even do an elbow, like a elbow up. Goes around. And if, yeah, actually you've seen this project before. And this is just trying to complete it. It's been hard with the weather. So snaked it all around. Instead of doing it this way, I had it originally. It was just terrible looking. You know what? This way everything's clean in a sense. Yeah, you're going to still see some lines from the spout there, but I got no choice. I'll put like, you know, something over here. But this should do a nice job creating the water system for over here. And then today I got to hook all this stuff up. This is to all my sprinkler systems and everything else. Long day, not going to lie. So I had to cut the crap out of this box. But now it is working. Some reason one of my units, I guess it went bad. I found water in it, so I had to disconnect that one. I was just testing that line, the one that went there. Everything else is working good. I just had this propped. I was having an issue with flow, and this is actually fitting over it nicely. You know, as soon as I'm finished, I'll clean all this up. For some strange reason, I guess it got kinked in here, this line, and it just wasn't giving enough pressure. So I kind of just, you know, moved it back and forth. And now I just got to bury everything and just make it look good. Lots of little stuff here goes along with all doing this stuff. But yeah, that's where we're at. I was just editing that video and I realized, you know, I never did a completed video of what had happened. And this is basically it. You know, this is where it's at right now. Everything is snaked except for this wire. And I will be doing this during the spring because I'll be lifting these all up and getting some really better polymetric sand or something different, some British stuff. But yeah, this is the end result here. It's a little messy here because it's the end of the season. But this is how it all came out. And unfortunately, yeah, this thing's kind of locked. Okay, there we go. Wow, it's actually really messy in there. But this was, I took one out. Have to put another one in there. I was doing some testing. I got to take the batteries out of all those things. Then I have to put the rocks around it to make sure that nothing's getting in there. A lot of leaves in there, very surprisingly. My other goal is to wipe all this out. And I think I am going to put the river rocks in here. It's just always messy. That's the problem. I do like the mulch, but the problem is it is very messy. Yeah, my next thing will be to take all that apart. The sprinkler heads out of there. And this way it doesn't blow up during the winter time. Yeah, that's where we're at.